Be'ez Hashem Parshas Vayetze Tavshin Pei Hey. Previous week we started talking about the topic of Tefilla, and we spoke about that sometimes a person has a tzorah and they daven and they feel that they're not getting answered because they daven and the matzav stayed as is, status quo, nothing happening. And this is in all areas. People that are waiting for children, waiting for a shidduch, waiting for a parnasa, and it's just again and again, and it's for years already. Nothing's going on. Now, this pain could sometimes slowly have an effect on the person's emunah. Because they say, I believe that tefillah works, I guess. I don't know. By me, I didn't see it happen. But I guess maybe for others, maybe, I don't know. But for me, nothing's working. Sometimes you can have people express themselves a little bit, it could be already problematic, a drop. But they say, listen, I tried. I daven, nothing's happening anyways. So listen, Hashem has other plans. What's this business to go back and forth and everything? I guess it is what it is. So next, I went on in life. And it's a decision a little bit based on being practical. It's like that part of the mind. Why should I expect and then get myself all into it and feel like today I'm getting a geholfen and all whatever, and then have these ups and downs, roller coasters, and let me just like give up professionally. And that's it. And then we have this feeling that tefillah sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't work. And I guess this cheshbon shamayim, but the fact is that it's not, for me, it's not working. That's a common feeling. And I believe that there isn't one person that doesn't go through this. Because every person, again, it depends the age. Could be they're very young, nothing happened yet. But if you get a bit older, there are situations in life, and a person invests in tefillah, and certain matzavim stay the same. This is what the Eibishter wanted. And sometimes it's very, very painful because it meant so much for the person, and the person did everything, and it didn't work. So it's come out everybody goes through this. And everybody has different coping mechanisms, what they tell themselves. Sometimes people say, listen, but Baruch Hashem, I have a house. Not everybody could say that. Baruch Hashem, I'm healthy. Again, not everybody could say that. Everybody in their thing, I have. So that's one type of coping mechanism. I have other things. This I don't have. Okay, that's not so bad. Sometimes people get messed up. The person's not messed up. It's just, it is what it is, and let's just continue on in life. There's different types of coping mechanisms to this Metzias. I was told that tefillah works. It didn't end up working for me. So how do I handle that? Now, there's one of the Yesoidus about this topic was discussed in last week's shir, that sometimes the specific area where you are focusing on, there's a reason why it has to wait. Right now, for many reasons, this can't be changed right now. But your tefillah has the koyach and the potential to bring so much shefa, and it is. While you're davening, try to broaden a little bit. Try to think about that if you have already a shivra and leiv and you're already davening, having zinin more in yonim, having zinin that the shefa is coming from a place, it's not limited to this specific area. And if a person does that, then it could help them very much because they could actually see, feel, experience that the tefillah is doing wonders. Instead of constantly focusing on a specific area where you're not realizing and seeing what's happening, that your tefillah is working. So let's try to elaborate that a little bit more in detail so it could be practiced on. That means that we could actually try to do it the right way. When a person is davening and they get very, very hooked onto a specific point of pain, like, and they're trying to daven only for that and not thinking about the broader picture. I would say there's three problems that are happening b'shas ma'aseh. Number one, we spoke last week that the person biyodayim limited the koyach of that tefillah, because the shefa, where it comes from in its source, comes to you and wants to give you abundance all over the place, in all areas of your life. And if you're davening already, but once it could have ashpah on your whole life, hatzlocha. But because you're so mitzumtzum, the Be'er Mayim Chaim explained in Parshas Chayesora, what's happening is you're like creating limited kelim, the vessel, the keli where the shefa should come. You're just making it very, very small. So that's a short. Harchef picho v'amaleyo. Harchef picho v'amaleyo. If you're in there, you're talking to the Rebbeinu Shalom, don't put yourself in the verkwetschte matzav. Like, I could only ask for this, and be besimcha, daven, and then you're opening bigger kelim. This concept, we know from Elisha. What was it? The woman that came and said that she doesn't have shemen, and the people that are asking her to pay back the choivas, she owed a lot of money, and I don't have with what to pay back. So Elisha told her, the Novi told her, prepare as many kelim as you could, even borrow from all the neighbors, because when I'm going to be giving you shemen, I'm going to be giving you oil, I could give you unlimited how much you need. But if you came with a little Chaim cup, okay, so I didn't know where to put it. So that's the Yesod in Torah. The Yesod in Torah is, the Rebbeinu Shalom wants to give you unlimited shefa. Don't limit it. An interesting moshel to this. In therapy, sometimes they teach therapists that if you're trying to understand someone's pain and you're asking them, what do you feel? So sometimes you give them two options. Do you feel this or do you feel that? And now you limit to them right now, because it could be they feel something different, but you didn't give them that option. So try to leave space. Don't say, so it's A or B. Don't give them the multiple choice. When a person in his mind is asking the Rebbeinu Shalom, I need specifically kach v'kach v'kach. Why are you doing that? Prepare kelim. There should be hatzloch. There should be, so even if they mention, of course, their specific need, which is not a problem at all to mention it.
Supposed to be tefillah mufuretes.
Yes, tefillah mufuretes is important that you mention. A person daven, they should help. The children gesundheit bekorf. It's not a problem. Like we see in davening, we mention specifics. Das, tshuva. The concept is, in your mind, first of all, be open. And on alle Sachen. Sometimes we say, we're open to and not only that, broaden it. That's it. First of all, in your mind. And second of all, also verbal. Afterwards, say, and Allah, we say we daven for choyle. So you could daven for this specific choyle, besoich sha'ar choyle Yisrael. Add afterwards that, and be'emes, alle Yidden should have a refuah. That's it. It's simple, but mainly we're trying to invest in the person's, in the psyche of the person, and how the mind is working, that the subconscious, the conscious, that he's talking to the Rebbeinu Shalom. It's missing in davening when you're talking from a place of tzimtzum. Yeah, when you're talking to a pakid, so listen, he can't. It's only the guy can't really help me much. So yeah, I could try to maximize the koyach of this specific person. But you're talking about to the Melech Malcham Lochem. So we teach the person, there's an interesting Yerushalmi in Mesechtes Tainis There's a pasuk in Eov that the friends of Eov asked him, Elihu, the pasuk in Eov, they asked him if when he davened, Shu'acha loy betzor. It's 4 words. Let's say it right. Hayarech shu'acha loy betzor. What does that mean? Shu'acha means davening. Miloshen shavo, screaming, begging. Now they asked Eov, maybe what happened was because maybe when you davened, you didn't daven the right way. Yarech means you set up, you prepared, you with an iron, like Shulchan Aruch. You prepare, you set up your davening. Shua is the davening. Loi betzor. Eroich shui. Wow, I don't have that one. That's going on this pasuk. That is never know. Eroich shui is going hayarich shuacha. It comes from there. Zog the Yerushalmi. Omer Reb Shimon ben Lakish. Im sodarta tefillah. When you prepare what you want to ask for. Lo tehei meitzar picha. Don't limit it. Elo harchef picha va'amaleu. Loi betzor means don't prepare your tefillah tzor. Don't do that. Just harchef picha va'amaleu. So they told Eov, it could be that that's the reason that the shefa didn't come, because when you daven, but you daven very limited. So that's the reason number 1 why a person shouldn't be mitzamtzim, because they're not letting the shefa come to themselves, because in their mind and in their davening they're being mitzamtzim very much. Reason number 2 is what we mentioned also in the previous shir, in the end of the shir, that when you asked for tefillah, the tefillah be'etzem has the potential to help you in many areas, and it could be it is helping you. You're not realizing it. There's no way for you to see the whole situation of what tefillah is doing, because you're so focused on this area. And this is a famous problem and pain that people live through their lives, that they're so focused on the area that's not being matzliach, that they're not getting to enjoy and experience the life that they have, because be'emes this ach takes them over. It's so overwhelming, this area. So if you daven and you're focused only on one zach, you're convinced that so davening is not helping. Okay, so I'm messed up. But when you broaden your tefillah and you see that the Eibishter helped, because the Eibishter has a ganze Zeit, the Rebbeinu Shem Shik Shefa mit Nisim and everything. So you experience the tefillah is working, and then it's much easier for you to have. Okay, so the man didn't come for something to go through, but tefillah works. I got it. I have it. Many times you're on the phone with a technician and you're trying this and trying that, he's not working. The guy on the other side of the phone says, I don't know, for me it's working. I'm doing it. It's working perfectly. You must be doing something wrong. So if you experience that tefillah is working, it changes the whole situation of the person. And many times a person can have a why, because shachas mincha ma'ariv kever rochel, everything is only pain about this area. So they're having a different experience about if tefillah is working or not. Chaval. That's reason number 2. But now let's try to talk about reason number 3. Very important. So this is a beautiful mimer from Rav David that he showed me. He has a moedige yesod, a sehr wichtige yesod. When we come to tefillah, we usually are lacking one of the biggest yesodas of why we come to daven and how tefillah works. What is that? A person be'emes feels very, very deep down that whatever is Baruch Hashem working out is Baruch Hashem are neutral, and Baruch Hashem we don't need to daven for it. Baruch Hashem. It means if they're healthy, if that's the matzah, so Baruch Hashem is not a sugya. You know, if we would a little bit or maybe even about Vigdim Miladig, if we would speak about, we would say for that person that's not busy going to the dentist day in day out, the teeth, he doesn't even know what it is. He's not involved. So that's a given. Mipam lepam, it could be that Ein Chanami, he's going to thank the Rebbeinu Shem if someone is ma'odem, something happened, maybe he saw somebody else. He'll thank the Rebbeinu. That's already, wow, he already went up a step. But if we go even deeper for life itself, the person that's not in a specific life-threatening matzav, a health situation, a person that's not going through that issue right now, they have, Baruch Hashem, a lot on their plate. Kanai Nahora, issues that they have. But the life is Bechlal not part of that. Because Baruch Hashem, they're healthy. So when they daven, automatically, what they're davening for is only for details. Life is like non-negotiable. It's not a topic, okay? Right now we're discussing step who knows what. Now it makes sense. Let's go through, in our own mind, let's try to understand it. Person that's learning, and he learned the Aleph Beis, how to read, how to understand the Mishnah, how to understand the Shtikla Gemara, how to learn Tosfos. He's been the last 10 years investing to slowly, and Baruch Hashem, the person was Moedim Matzliach. And he comes to his Magid Shir, and he says, I don't chap the difference between the second Teretzum Toises and the first Teretz. I'm missing something. And the Magid Shir says, but I don't understand. You knew if it's a Aleph or a Tes? You Rashi Oisius you learned? The guy says, of course. What do you mean? It's not a sugya now. All I need to understand is one connection and understand it's all I need. Everything is already built in, it's already part. He doesn't struggle because if a person is learning Tosis and he's struggling and knowing the Oisius, it's not funny because the mind is too busy. That's really one of the big issues when someone doesn't learn Kriya. All the way, what's so hard. So it shouldn't be an issue. You shouldn't be struggling. You should just see it. So the whole mind can be busy just with next step. So the same way when a person is on their next level, it could be sometimes a person meets a therapist, and the therapist starts from the beginning, and they're like, I'm past that. That I did 10 years ago. Got it? Let's go weiter. I know this. So a person's coming to the bunch, really the matzav is that they're asking the Eibishter, so the money and the deed of the whole thing right? We got a mortgage right? Remember? Okay, everything's working out. But right now, they're asking for crazy insurance. I don't know what the bank wants. So the Eibishter says, okay, let's go back. So which house? How do you have a house? No, the house is good. It's not. I didn't come to talk about that. It sounds funny, but a person feels like it's Dom Shutim. What's the point to discuss the house now? There's no issues. It's a waste. Let's talk Tachlis. That's how a person by MS feels. Now, logically, it makes sense because it's a fort. Imagine a person comes and starts talking to the Rebbeinu Shalom about every tooth. First of all, I'm never going to finish. And second of all, a person is coming with imagine, you know what? This is a better dogma. Imagine someone comes home and Baruch Hashem, they sit down for supper. And now they want to discuss with the spouse, how was your day? Imagine start saying, I can't thank the Rebbeinu enough for my teeth. Okay, but how did it go? You told me that you were supposed to meet somebody. How did it go? He says, Baruch Hashem, I'm alive. And she says, would you cut it out? Would you stop? Could we talk about what happened today? Now it makes sense. Think about it. It makes sense because it's not but if the person would be in a life-threatening matziv, then all the meetings and all the zachen that they were supposed to have, nobody cares. What the doctor say? Nothing. This person has, I got 3 daughters in line for shidduchim. Who cares? Right now it's one zach. What the doctor say? So this is a mitzias. That's how we live our lives. You can't deny that this mitzias that comes from not kfira, it comes from being normal. The question is, we now go to davening when when we try to invest, when we go to daven, look at this. Interesting. Something very interesting. When we start davening, we could go to two mahalchim to daven. We could ask for life. We could ask for details. Everything in life is mesuda. I just need this and this. We could have two mahalchim. Now, listen to this. Do we have a experience? Did we ever daven for life, not because we were in a life-threatening matziv? The answer is yes. Usually, people Rosh Hashanah, Yom Kippur daven that type of davening. Cool. That means we are very mesuda be'etzem in our minds. We say Tuesday Parshas Vo'era, I daven for my mortgage to go through. Rosh Hashanah, if I'm in the middle of a mortgage, I'll mention it, but I'll say the Chen L'chaim. I'll say Rabban Shalom, can I have a lease for another year? We're programmed, we understand that Metzias. That means we know about it, but we don't usually practice it only when, or life-threatening matziv, or Rosh Hashanah and Kippur, because right now there's a din. That makes sense. That makes sense, because right now this is on the table, so I'm asking for that. And when other things are on the table, we don't ask for that. Oh, but if we look in Chazal explained that when a person davens, davening was set up, was designed, was the mahalach was, a person should be kivei mokom l'tfilah, so means that a person should feel that this is where I'm getting my chiyas today. Now, here where it gets a little bit dakazik. It's true that they're not on a life-threatening matziv. It's true that they don't feel that there's a mishpat, massive mishpat, that maybe they should die today. They feel that, Baruch Hashem. But even without that, a person knows that the way it goes is that I need to renew it every day by remembering that I need to get a new dose of shefa. Explanation, very pashut. Look at the grass. The grass out there, you have to water it every day. If not, it dies. It dies. We could look at ourselves, and the Kuzri Bem is medamet, food. If you don't get food, person dies. No mishpat, nothing going on. But if they don't have food, they die. Very, very simple. Zog the Kuzri davening is food. So he says, exactly. He says, well, that's why we daven 3 times a day. Because the Azevi Michael is set up that way. It means you're actually asking for Chaim. You're asking for Chaim. Now, if a person doesn't have anything going wrong in their life, then they're not margish Chaim at all. That means nothing is going right, nothing is going wrong. There's nothing going on. There's nothing going on. Then there's a musig of Tashem Yirachem. That's why sometimes you see people that won the lottery commit suicide in much, much bigger percentages. And people, there's nothing going on in their life. There's no drive. They're not margish the Chaim. Usually we're margish the Chaim, and something is ups and downs. A person has ritzoinus, and they ask. That's how they're margish the Chaim. Kommt is a very, very interesting zach. The Rebbeinu Shalom gave us a mahalach that we should renew the lease on life. Not only I should stay alive, I should get the new dose for today. I'm a chadash b'tuvu b'choyim tovim ma'aseh for today. Life. Not because I had it yesterday, I have it today. It's not true. It comes fresh every day. Hamach zeh neshamas levkor meisim. The Rebbeinu Shalom sends new chiyas. Everything is brand new. That's why they wish to set up a system that the sun goes down, a person goes to sleep. There's a system that way. Everything goes to sleep. Then a person gets up in the morning and it says, Neshama Shanasatabi. You gave me your new Neshama. And there's a new day and the new da. Everything is brand new. And the system of davening was set up for a person to bring themselves Shefa for today's day. Everything, you're writing a blueprint. You're getting the new Chaim for today's day. That's the emes. That's the truth. What's if a person didn't show up for davening, was sleeping, daven b'yichidus, I don't know what. So the Eibusha has Rachmanis, but the day looks something like that. I mean, it's like listening to a person's voice behind the wall. Like the Shefa is like Metzumtzum. That's Now, a person gets up in the morning, and here we're back to our topic. And they get up in the morning and say, Rebbeinu Shalom, okay, I'm back. Remember the mortgage? I need the mortgage. What the person is doing is the person is, in a certain sense, not davening. I want you to get it. The person says, well, why? Very simple. You were supposed to daven today, and we had suitcases of shefa to give you. That's how it goes for Reuven, for Shimon, for Levi on a rainy day, on a regular day. That's the regular system. You get up in the morning, you say something to them, and a person is all with it. This guy, that's what's so sad. He got up early. He even said to him, but he's not around. You want to talk to him about his life? Nothing doing. He's busy with his zach. So what's happening is that it's another form of limiting yourself not to get refreshed. So the Sfarim explains something very interesting. The system how a person is zoiche to have shefa in an area where they feel they're lacking it is when a person renews themselves. If you come back, then the new person is not a problem. We're going to give it to you with a second battery because it's brand new. But if a person doesn't do that, so what happens is they want to stay the same. They're not asking for life, but they only want that. It doesn't come in that form. It's like a person has to buy a set and then you can have that volume. He says, I only want that volume. We don't sell that volume. We don't sell it separately. It's a shtickle such a mahalach. So when a person gets up you can't talk to him about davening for life because they're too much in pain. They're too. So what's happening is it's a problem in the zach itself. They're stuck. It's chava. Why are you stuck? Now, the system of tefillah, sometimes people could feel that the system of tefillah is not set up that way because Yud Aleph Shemoneh Esrei, it should have been Rebbeinu Shalom. First of all, L'chein L'chaim. Why did we take it out Yud Aleph Tishrei? You should have left it in the Siddur. And it's not like that. You daven for this and for that, all kinds of details. We don't daven for Chaim itself. Wrong. You're wrong twice. First of all, because the first bracha in Shemoneh Esrei talks about the etzem. It's easy, setting it up. The Rebbeinu Shalom gives koyim chasadim tovim v'koynei hakoil. That means that the Rebbeinu Shalom is mechaya de bria. So first, when you're talking to the Rebbeinu Shalom, you're asking that, please, you end in your mind where the chelik hashevach, you're saying the Eibishter, it gives everything that there is. So the beginning of Shemoneh Esrei is setting you up to understand that everything that you have, you're getting right now fresh from the Rebbeinu Shalom. The details are later on. But even more, another reason why it's not like that is because, as we mentioned, the mahalach, how a person feels Chaim, is through the details. I need this, but that's a form how to feel the zach itself. Later on in Shemoneh Esrei, once you felt it, we stop with the details. Shemei Tefilla, v'chol ha'chaim yedu chasela, sim shalom ba'or panecha. We don't anymore ask for the details, because once a person felt it, then we say, all I need is, you should be mashpia, everything that I need, from the beginning. Sometimes you're trying to help a bocha, and the bocha got a shtickle messed up with friends. The bocha feels he needs a new start, so we look for him for a new yeshiva. He went a long way. Okay, now this bocha, if you're asking him in his matziv, he's messed up with his magid shir because he said something very chutzpahdik. So he threw him out. It's messed up, and he doesn't have any chavrusis, and he's all kinds of situations. You're asking him, okay, now the second hour of second seder, I want you to learn Geshmak. Very complicated. But if you set up a new yeshiva, then you could set. It's not always the mahalach. I'm saying the concept in the mind. When a person is like messed up from Allah Zayt, then he only wants one zach, he's not now in a matziv. But if a person gets up in the morning and says, I'm starting proportion, a little bit of proportion. Proportion helps the gans zach. Because then a person has the bemis, he's getting nuchaim. With the nuchaim comes comes this. Comes the area that you want. And even if it doesn't, again, and even if it's bashert for some reason that's not, the time didn't come yet and whatever, but it's definitely going to bring more shefa this way than the other way. And even if it doesn't bring the shefa in a form that you want, it could definitely come in a mahalach that it's going to give you the right space and feelings and ruikait, ki'ilu, which ki'ilu you had it, or close to it, in a mahalach that you're going to be a new person. You're going to be mamash helped, which is the bigger Yeshua that a person needs than the actual specific Yeshua. So back to what we were talking about. That's another reason. First we said stamazai, broader, make more kalim. Then we said chap that the Eibush is helping in different areas. But greater than that is that's you have to start from the beginning. Sometimes you have a song that a person forgot how it goes. Weiter, stuck. One of the malachim is start again. You start again from the beginning. Oh, now it went in. Now I chap how it goes weiter. You can't stay stuck there. And a sug is the same thing. You start from the beginning. Ruig, then you're not gonna get stuck. So it's super important for a person to learn that they feel they have something. So that's why I'm starting. I'm saying brachas. I'm asking for life from the beginning. Everything. It's a brand new day. Should be chef and all that. And also, says Al Mitkom, if you could please, the Rebbeinu should send along that bag as well. It's in the end what it does to the person is that it makes him a better yid. That means you get a new lease on everything, because you daven for all areas. A person is going to look into Shemon Esrei and see that Shemon Esrei was set up that way, and everything was set up that way. It's set up in a way. One of the mahalchim to do it is that you should think a drop about Rosh Hashanah every day. You have it. Copy paste to a regular posh today. This feeling, this concept. The Gemara sagt, a person is supposed to daven before the problem happens, because once the tzara is there, there's already ketrugim. So daven beforehand. The Gemara sagt that's why Avraham Avinu is in Parashas Lech Lecha. Avraham Avinu was the Eibush to tell him Lech Lecha, Allah was Hashem, and he went through Eretz Yisrael. When he went through Shechem, Hashem said, okay, here now we daven, because when Yidden are going to be in Shechem, they're going to be a big Yeshua. Okay, now he went base kill over in the eye. Hashem said, because Yidden later on are going to be in this city, and they're going to need a Yeshua. So the others davened every time beforehand, and that's how they are moizgepoil. A person also, if you only daven once the tzara comes, so what happens is you are davening always in the tzara part. Why don't you now utilize it to daven for all the other zachen before the tzara? Daven for this also. But the arum and arum, there's no kitrugim there. So everything else, b'yachas to this situation, is a situation that has no kitrugim, so that works better, and then it overflows, of course. Okay.